The clock's ticking fast. Crypto secrets from the future and past. Magic got the spark, Dave's got the flow. Right in the blockchain, wherever it goes. The crypto magic hour, feel the power. Counting coins as we print every hour. VV magic, Dave's on the scene. Crypto dreams in a digital gleam. Oh yeah, the crypto magic hour.
Doing all right?
Is there a better intro, on YouTube anywhere than the crypto magic hour, feel the power? Really? No, there isn't. What's up, Magic?
Well, hello, happy Monday. And I just realized happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh my God, today's my sister's birthday.
You didn't know that?
No, today's St. Patrick's. I put two and two together when you said St. Patrick's Day. It's my sister's birthday today. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Shout out, Steph, if you're seeing this. Happy birthday. Love you.
And we're not wearing green, but we are like matching today. Not intentionally.
What color is this? So I can put the critics to rest.
Salmon.
Thank you. See?
I got it right.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That's what I said. Salmon. GM, peace, love, music. What's good? Vincent, what up? Janie, what's good?
Janie.
In here. Let's go.
Oh, yay. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. I'm so happy, first off, that the Twitter gods blessed us because last week was something else.
Oh, that's right. Wait, are we good? Let me see.
I think we're good. Yes, because we're getting comments from Twitter. Yeah.
Ooh, wait, where do I see the Twitter comments? I wish I knew how to use this stuff. That would be so
because it has the black circle X right there. And then otherwise it has a little YouTube something.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Welcome to YouTube.
Well, welcome to YouTube. Okay. All right.
So anyways, I'm really looking forward to this episode because I think it's hugely important and something that should be openly discussed because it's something that I think anybody and everybody can relate to. We all are human after all. Most accounts. There are bot accounts, but so yeah, we're going to discuss protecting your mental health in this crazy crypto world that we live in, and just kind of how intense it can get and why prioritizing your health is so important. And I think we can both share different interactions and whatnot that we've experienced. I know there's some bigger stories that we can also highlight of just some of the insane things that happen. But yeah, I wanted to have a nice conversation about this, and people in the audience feel free to chime in. So how do we want to kick this off?
First off, let's start by saying in no way, shape, or form are we mental health experts out here. Okay, let's say that. But I think the basis behind why we wanted to do this episode was there's been a lot of news and a lot of unfortunate things that are happening right out here, and when markets are down and people genuinely feel like, oh my God, my bags are down, I don't know what to do. A lot of people have the Web 2 life, and they're barely scraping by to kind of pay bills. I know that because I was there. That was me. I'm probably still to an extent doing that. You know what I mean? And when you buy something, of course you want things to just you want to see number go up. But when number doesn't go up, that messes with you here. It really, really does. And at the end of the day, vegan things was good. And at the end of the day, we want to make sure that everybody is okay, because and be able to talk about this stuff openly, freely, and really let you guys know, look, nobody's alone out here, right? Like we all go through the same shit, right? Whether it's your crypto bags being down, your IRL life shit's going on, or whatever the case is. But
Combination of all the above.
yeah, like I mean, check, 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 check. But like
Hmm.
if you're not right here, everything else doesn't make any sense, right? Like you're literally putting yourself at a massive disadvantage. Yeah, it's crazy. Like the psychology behind all of it, right? What you're reading on the timeline might be going against the things that, you're like, oh, I took this position. And it's like, but everybody else is saying the market's going down. Jim Cramer is like, oh, prepare for Armageddon. Like to me, when I see Jim Cramer tweet Armageddon, I'm just like, we're so back, baby. Let's go. We're going up. So at the end of the day, like we wanted to really just kind of do this episode, talk about maybe some of the stuff that we've gone through in all facets, right? Like trading NFTs, trading crypto, in life. How do we handle it? What kind of stresses do we feel? And we want you guys to kind of be involved, like tell us like, some of the low points. And we need to start normalizing this stuff because everybody on the timeline, all you see is wins, 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 wins. Nobody's tweeting about I lost this much money today, or like this is what happened this week to me. So we want to normalize shit. We lose money. I'm down on a lot of my bags right now. It happens. Am I panicking? No. I know eventually the market is going to turn around. It is what it is. It's having the right time horizon and so on. So we'll go through like a checklist of stuff and be able to just maybe kind of give real life examples of shit that we like, adversity that we faced, how we faced it, what we do, who we lean on, and how do we move forward,
Yeah, and having people that you can lean on is super important. And it's hard too with a lot of us in the crypto and NFT space because a lot of the people we interact with, we've not met them in person. So that can be kind of lonely, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And you also like, do you know that you can ultimately trust these people? Like you feel like you develop a bond and a relationship with somebody, but you don't really know them. So can you trust them? And
Yeah.
sometimes you find out that you're wrong. You thought you could trust somebody and you find out you can't. And that's, you just have to find like those people, but you want them to be in this space because they can understand you. Like
Yeah.
Janie is one of my top people. I go to her with anything and everything. Like she is my rock. Now we've also developed a in-person, friendship. But I mean, I trust that girl with my life, and vice versa. She leans on me when she needs to, and it's amazing to be able to find people like that. But not all of us can, and so it's like,
Yeah.
what do you do if you feel like you don't have that person that you can lean on, or people, or group of people? Like that's hard too, right?
It gets lonely. Like I
Yeah.
feel like there's points out here where it really does feel like you're on Lonely Island. Same sleeping, same. It feels like sometimes you're on Lonely Island as if like nobody understands me, nobody gets me,
Yeah.
right? Like they don't understand what I'm going through. But there's one thing that I've lived by out here, and it really, you have to be unapologetically like yourself when it comes to this stuff, right? Like I'm an open book when it comes to everything because that's the only way that people are going to get to see me. And by doing that, they relate to me. They relate to my problems because a lot of times people don't like talking about this. They don't like saying, I'm not in a good place. They feel like they're burdening somebody, right? A lot of us were raised, I don't know about like a lot of people, but look, I was raised by 2 immigrant parents. And when you're raised by immigrant parents, it's like everybody else before you. And you feel bad because like I don't want to burden somebody else with what I'm going through. And that's a really hard thing to cope with. But at a certain point, you have to be selfish. Like you have to put yourself first. You have to put your mental well-being first. And yeah, like I can't tell you how transformative it was when I started really doing that and putting myself first. Everything changed for me at that point. You start seeing, it's like court vision, right? Like you start seeing the court so much clearer, and you're just okay with just being like, look, this is me. Yeah, Janie, it's so true. Like, this is who I am. This is it. Like, take it or leave it, love it or hate it, that this is me. And I'll shout out one of my boys, like AVM, like from the VV community.
Mm.
He said to me one time when I was going through some crazy stuff, he said to me, listen to me, be you, and the people that are going to fuck with you and that see you are going to fuck with you. The rest don't matter. And that's a fact. Like that is a real fact. So, yeah.
It's hard to come to terms with though too. Like it's you
Yeah.
know, I don't want anyone to not like to dislike me, but like I can't control other people and I have to be okay with like it's okay if you don't like me and you don't, you know. I that's a you problem. That's not a me problem.
Yeah.
But it's taken a long time for me to get there though because I've always been sort of similar to you, put other people first, other people's happiness, other people's well-being,
Yeah.
safety, like focus on that. And it's like, wait, where am I leaving room for myself in all of this?
Yeah. It's really tough. Like it's hard because like we put ourselves like in this like we're almost putting ourselves at a massive disadvantage to begin with. And it's a fine line, right? Because a lot of people will then look at you and just be like, oh, like this person's so cocky, this person's overconfident, this person thinks they're the shit, and blah, blah, blah. And people are going to judge you like crazy. The judgment is what, especially on crypto Twitter, people are going to hate. But I'll tell you this much, the ones that are actually hating, that should be the fuel to your fire. That means that you are doing
100%.
something correct, right? If you have haters, that means you're doing something right because that envy and that jealousy means I wish that I was where that person is, right? I wish that's where Dave, like I wish I was where Dave was, or I wish that's where, I wish I was where Magic is, right? Like
Yeah.
opportunities don't come to people that are just sitting there complaining and complaining. Control what you can control. That's it. Everything else that's out of like your purview or that's out of your control, what are you going to do? Sit and just be miserable about it? No. Control what is literally within your grasp to be able to control, and you'll see such massive, massive changes. And yeah, it's been crazy for me. It's been really, really wild. But yeah,
So do you happen to like know like a pinpoint of time of where you sort of had this moment of
yeah,
learning to put yourself first and
yeah.
how'd that happen?
So for me specifically, right? Like, so everybody knows, like, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, right? Like, spent my whole life here, Wall Street, the whole nine yards. At a certain point, I got to a point where I'm like, look, all my best friends, my family and friends, and everybody were like, look, you got to be careful. You got to be safe. Like, we know you have these amazing ideas, but you have to be okay. And, make sure that you have enough money for rent and this and that. And it's just like, okay, cool. But that was almost like impeding me in a way from really seeing or really realizing the potential that I felt that I had. So I had to,
Mm,
for my mental health, I literally packed up shop and I left. I might not have gone to the best place. Listen, LA was absolutely crazy. I spent 6 years there. I'm not hating on California,
you
but
better not.
yeah, I'm not. But at the end of the day, it's like for me, that was such a necessary thing because I needed to learn how to be alone. I needed
Mm,
to learn how to not be dependent on others, right? Like I needed to genuinely understand what it meant to just be on my own, be self-sustaining. And then when you do that, you start really coming to terms with yourself. You start that inner monologue of like, what now? Like, what are you going to do now? You're responsible for you. There's no friend that's going to be there to call or bail you out or this or that. What are you going to do? And for me, it was I'm diving into this work. I'm going to craft and create as many relationships and forge as many like solid relationships as I can. And that's where I can't say enough, Magic, like about like the VV fam and what we have and how we started. It was crazy at the start, but I'll say this much. Like we've been doing this almost 3-4 years. Yeah. We say this about maybe 3-4, like for about 3-4 years we've been doing this. And like you said earlier, like the IRL connection, like we've met each other, we know each other. Like I've met you countless times, right? Like being
yep.
able to genuinely meet somebody in person, shake a hand, hug, or like really just like talk about real life shit. That's what
Mhm.
matters out here, because a lot of times we're PFPs behind an 8 PFP, or Landy with his little doodles throw up that, like, there's a lot of things that, look, I'm all about anonymity, but at the end of the and privacy, but at the end of the day, if you're going to forge real relationships, human to human connection, there is nothing better that can really just like help up here, because you never know who those people are going to be. Me and you have gone through some shit. When you think about it,
Mhm.
like, you've been there for me for a lot of stuff, right? Like a ton of stuff, like just to talk things out and be like, am I crazy for this or that? And it's just like, to be able to have that ear is just, it's invaluable to me, and I want to try and
Yeah.
forge as many of those as possible.
I know. I just had a meetup yesterday in Long Beach with VV people, about a dozen of us,
That's
and
so dope. How was
yeah,
it?
it was great. We had an amazing time, and it's like just good energy, and just it's just so real. And it's funny because going back to the people that would try to affect your mental health, when you put, if there's a meetup or something, you have these people like, oh, weirdos gonna get together and talk about NFTs and how bad they're down, and it's like, it's not. Speaking of, we got somebody here that was there. What's up, Evolve? Um, and we like didn't even really talk about Vivi that much. Like, we're just hanging out and having a good time, and
Yeah.
at a coffee shop, and then we went to lunch, and we went and hung out in a park. Like, it's just like, no, I actually like these people and want to hang out with them. Like, it's not always about money. Like,
Yeah. Like for me, if you remember, like the Vegas trip that we did, right? Like for
mhm,
Designer Con, I came out specifically. I didn't come out for Designer Con. I came out because I genuinely wanted to see all of you guys, right? Like I wanted to spend time with you. I wanted to genuinely be around the people that I've known for so long. And we had an absolute blast, right? Like we were running
mhm.
spaces in the living room. We were opening up like
That's funny.
Pokemon packs, right? Like those are the like I live in moments, right? Like I genuinely live in moments, and I want to create memories. For me, that is more than anything else. Like, yeah, making money is great and yada yada, but to me, like, you have one life out here. One.
Mhm.
And the relationships that you forge, like, see it. And the people that are in here now, holy shit, we have 460 people and we just started this 5 minutes ago. Think about this, right? So, like, the people that are here listening now and that are commenting in the chat and everything else, at the end of the day, like, these are the people that have been riding with me, that have been riding with you for so long. And
Mhm.
the ones that I see in my spaces every day, that I communicate with, that I have a great relationship with, because this is going to sound really cheesy when I say it, but like, real recognizes real.
Mhm.
Genuine, like, authenticity recognizes genuine authenticity. I'm not out here trying to shill this or shill that or whatever. We're genuinely trying to like bring education to genuinely help people out here figure out whether it's financial freedom, mental health, whatever. That right there, and the real ones actually see that and they appreciate it, and then they reciprocate. So yeah, I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, and going back to what you were saying about like that we've been through some shit together, and have relied on each other. It's so important, and I'm grateful for all those relationships that I have. When I have somebody I know I can go to with something that I'm, dealing with, and I know that they're a good ear. And you balance me. Like, that I'm like super genuine and super real and authentic, but I'm also too much so sometimes. I put a little bit too much of my heart out there, and
Yeah.
you're like, Magic, you got to protect yourself. Like, so it's hard for me because that's just like who I am. But you're right, and you sort of reel me back in and go like, not too much, not too much. And it's hard. That's hard for me. And I wasn't always that way, but in creating all these different friendships and relationships and getting more confident, it's ironic. Getting more confident in who I am and not really caring what people say or think about it has made me more vulnerable in a sense. And I got to find the balance. I'm still working on that.
So yes, I think we all do, right? But think about this, right? Think about how, like at heart, initially, like we're all, if you were raised the right way, right? Whether mom, dad, parents, it doesn't matter how, the majority of us have a good moral compass, right? Like I inherently want to believe that people are good. And I say this all the time, like crypto has jaded me so much to the
Mm,
point where it's like there's so many people that are out there trying to steal your money, steal your this, that it's almost made me like, you're guilty until proven innocent, as opposed to the opposite. And the way I started
mm,
was, you're innocent until proven guilty. I want to help everybody. Like, I'm a yes person, I'm a yes man. I have a very big problem saying no. When someone says, Dave, I need help, I can't say, it's very hard for me to be like, no, I don't want to help you, because the way I was raised was, you help everybody. If you are in a
mm.
position to help, you help. But at a certain point, also, that was really taking a toll on me, because now I'm overextending myself, right? To the point where I don't know if I can balance this. So now the people
And
that
it can bite you in the ass.
yeah, the people that I was intending to help, I'm almost now hurting more so, because now I'm falling short of the things that I promised. So you have to be able to really find a balance. It's not an easy thing to do, but that's why you lean on your friends, and your friends to be able to tell you, hey, like, you got to chill for a little bit, like what you just said. And it was like, hey, Magic, like, listen, I know that you inherently see the good in, and you specifically, right? Like, you see the good in everybody, and you want to talk to everybody and just be like, this is what I'm going through. But a lot of times, like, you have to keep things maybe a little bit closer to the vest, because you don't know everybody's intentions or how they're going to use that information. And that sucks to
Yeah.
say, but that's just kind of the world that we live in. And I think a lot of people can relate to something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're almost at 700, by the way.
Holy shit.
This is
That
great.
is, yo, that's
Mental
crazy.
therapy for everyone.
Hey, you remember what we said? Mental health is a thing. People want, like, they want to go someplace where, it's almost like Cheers, right? It's like, where everybody knows you. And it's like, these people are going through the same shit I'm going through. Yeah, we are. We do, on a daily
Mhm.
basis. Every day that I wake up, I'm thinking to myself, okay, what do I have to do? How am I going to get my mind right? Right. And I don't know how people deal with it. Maybe that's what we can talk about. Like, how do people deal with, like, how do you deal with like a lot of mental health stress, right? Some people do like meditation. Some people, I mean, we can get into this space, because a lot of this space is, they're coping with a lot of different things, and whether that's drugs or drinking and alcohol. And look, I'm no stranger to, like, to a lot of it. You know what I mean? I'm genuinely no stranger to a lot of it. Like, for those that don't know, like I said, I'm an open book. I went through a really, really, really long battle with addiction, with painkillers, after I had to get surgery on my nose. And it was really tough. Like, I hit a very rock bottom phase where I was spending so much money, and I was really hurting myself, to the point where I finally went to, like, it's hard to ask for help, right?
Yeah.
Like, I had to get to a point where I had to go talk to my sister and just be like, I can't do this anymore, right? Like, my marriage fell apart. I got divorced. Like, it was really, really tough. And when I sat down with the doctor, and my sister finally helped me, she found a doctor, and the doctor's like, okay, well, tell me about like your usage. And when I told him, and he was like, oh, that's not that bad. And I was like, no, 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 doc, that's like, that's what I take in a day. And he was like, what? He put the stethoscope like to my heart, and he was just like, whoa. Like, I don't know how, like, you're like, I need you to stay awake, because like your respiratory system is so slow right now that, like,
Whoa.
if you fall asleep, I don't know what's gonna happen. And that was a
Oh my
real
God,
big,
that's so scary.
yeah, that's a real big wake up call. I mean, look, hey, shout out, sober 13 years now, so thank God. You know what I mean? Like, I had,
Congratulations.
thank you. And that support system is ginormous. If, like, and my sister's my younger sister, Alexia, is my rock. Shout out, Alexia. I love you if you're watching. Is my rock, right? Like, if she wasn't there to be able to be like, I'm here to help you, then I don't know where I'd be. But point being, you have to be, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to talk to your friends. Do not be embarrassed for any of this shit. This is why, like, I bear it all out here, right? Like, and Magic, I know I tell you sometimes you got to keep things a little close to the vest, but who you are as a human being, people genuinely need to see that. And it goes back
Mm.
to, if they want to mess with you, they want to fuck with you, great. If they don't, they don't. But the same way that I tell you, hey, like, this works because you asked the questions, the quote, what people think are dumb questions, right? Like, fuck all that. Like, you're doing the things that the majority of the people that are tuning in here actually want to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You do.
yeah. And this show itself is like a tough mental test for me. It really is, because I don't I'm a perfectionist and I don't like to do anything unless I know I'm going to do it really, really well and I'm going to be really good at it. And me diving into something that I know very little about is daunting. It's scary. I'm afraid I'm going to look like a fool. I'm afraid people are going to be like, what is this chick, doesn't know what she's talking about. Like, why does she even have a show? And those are all the mental games that go on in my head that I have to like battle and persevere through and like find the courage and the strength to do it even though it's scary. And I'm so glad that I did. And it's been very rewarding, because even though I still don't know what I'm talking about, I I am enjoying it, and it's given me something different, and I'm proud of myself for pushing myself to do that. But I mean, each week I'm like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And then you know what? You just do it. You just do it. And afterwards, I feel amazing. Every time we end the show, we talk backstage for a few minutes and we say how much we love doing this with each other, and that, you know, that was great. Can't wait for the next one. And then we ghost each other for like a week until we talk again.
Because there's obviously so much other shit going on. But yeah, like that's it, right? Like, it's putting yourself out there. And and this is what I'm talking about. And shout out to you, Janie, right? So she's like, Dave, Magic knows, but I struggle with my anxiety, depression for years and years, and I still do. And I've learned through years to better take care of myself, right? Like, this is kind of Janie's thing: working out, meditation, therapy, meds, being with my family and friends. Shout out to Max, massive shout out to Max, and talking about it. I don't think people genuinely understand the power of communication. You know how a lot of people
Mhm.
are like, oh, therapy. I was this person where it was like, therapy. I don't need therapy. Like, what's therapy going to do for me? Therapy could be so many different things. To me,
Yes.
the mere expression or the mere talking, I don't care if it's to yourself, to your friends, or to whoever, right? The mere expression of getting something out that that you're struggling with is
Mhm.
crazy. And there's some people in this chat that will be familiar with this. But Magic, I don't know if you remember, but we used to do something called like on Saturdays, we used to do like a therapy session with Skaz. And shout out to Skaz. Like, she was hosting this thing forever. And it was me, Skaz, Grebs, Lorenzo, like the core group, Batman, and a bunch of others. And what we did was we created a safe space every Saturday, and we'd come and we'd talk about like the issues and shit that we were going through. And I never thought in a million years I'd be in a Twitter space, like telling people, yo, like this is the shit that I'm going through, and this is what I'm struggling with, right? Whether it's issues with family, issues with friends, or whatever the case was, like relationships. And when I tell you, that thing got me through, I mean, two of the hardest years of my life. I can't thank those people enough just for
Mm.
being there every Saturday and listening to my nonsense, right? Which I thought was nonsense, but then being like, nah, like, look at how far like you've come. They kept me on track. They held me accountable. So groups like that are so invaluable. Holy shit, we're over 1,000 people. This is fucking crazy.
I wish spaces like that still existed. And I think in certain ways they do, right? There's different spaces that aren't just talking about NFTs and crypto, but it's the communities. You know, the Monday night spaces that I have with Janie and Max and Emoji. That's it's not a therapy space, but it can be for people, because it is us just hanging out and maybe and having laughs and playing music and playing games. And that is therapeutic in itself for people. Maybe somebody had a really bad day and they want to just listen to us make complete asses of ourselves. You're welcome.
Yeah,
But I'm
exactly.
happy. I'm happy if that brightened your day. Or
Yeah.
sometimes we do talk about real stuff. I mean, I make a joke like, tune in next week for, you know, Magic's next mental breakdown.
Yeah.
But you know, but in doing so, and I've had some very raw, vulnerable moments. I know, maybe too much so, But in doing that, I do get people that reach out in DM and they say, like, I'm sorry for what you're going through. And then they say, I just lost, so and so. Like, I've had that happen so many times where somebody has lost a loved one and they reach out to me because of what they heard me say. And so maybe what I did helped them, but it also helps me because here's somebody that I can relate to. And I'm so sorry for your loss. And, you know, um, if you need an ear, I'm here. And so, um, yeah, spaces can be they can be harmful, but they can be really, really helpful too. And I'd love to see more of the community stuff. I mean, even there's just all sorts of different ones. There's ones where I mean, Max will go live and I sit there and watch him play basketball, and I'm like, this is great. And you have karaoke spaces where people can sing and get out, their emotions through song. And yeah, I think that's really special because you may not think that you're doing something important. Like I didn't know if this was we've got over 1,100 people watching. Like we're doing something good. And some people are probably getting value from hearing this and like, man, I'm not the only one that goes through this stuff because that's
Yeah.
the truth. We're all going through something every single day. It might be
Yeah.
a great day, it might be a really bad day.
Like and Landy will, I can tell you exactly why Landy put this on there is because like the market speaks, right? Like the market is going to determine like essentially what people resonate with and what they don't. And he put that, and he writes this here over 1,000 viewers on X is because the market is actually meaning people on X are tuning in and they're like, wait, mental health? Like, okay, what's this about? Because I can guarantee you, anybody listening, either themselves or someone they know, relative, friend, whoever, is going through something that they're like, God damn, I don't know how to help. I wish I knew how to help. I don't know how to help myself. There's some form of that question like going through their mind. And that's why they're tuning in here because they're like, I need to hear what other people are saying. Am I in this boat all by myself? And I can tell everybody, all 1,221 of you right now, unequivocally, you are not alone. You're not solo. You're not none of it. And I know this sounds cheesy where it's like, there's help, there's resources, there's this, there's that. Trust me when I tell you, okay, there are. If that's a DM to me, if that's a DM to Magic, that's how I got to know Lorenzo, right? Like me, Lorenzo. It's really interesting. Like this is a funny story. So Jumpstart Janie, not Janie,
Yeah.
not Naomi Janie. Jumpstart Janie ran a mental health space when she first came into the Vivi community, and that's essentially how I met Lorenzo. And I said, hey, because Lorenzo's super, you guys know Lorenzo's, and shout out Lorenzo, man. Like he's super open. He's like very in tune, like emotional IQ through the roof. Right. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I can kind of relate to this person. And he said some things and I was just like, hey, here's my phone number. Hey, Janie, what up?
Her ears were burning.
And shout out to Janie, right? Like these mental health spaces were crazy because, I literally reached out to Lorenzo and I said, hey, listen, we just met, whatever the case is. This is my phone number. If you ever need something, like call me. I am not afraid to put myself out there. Have I been screwed here, there? For sure. That's par for the course. But the people that do end up reaching out, that you do end up like forging these relationships with, you cannot put a price tag on that. And for me, when I wake up, and this is what was the driving force for me, Magic, right? When I wake up in the morning and I get one of these, I'm not even kidding you, and I don't say this braggingly, I say it gratefully. Every day I wake up and I have another DM. This is what keeps me going. There's a DM in my inbox that's like, Dave, whatever you said yesterday was either so inspiring. You have no idea how you helped me. I want to be part of more of what you're doing. Like, thank you. And like, I can't stress this enough, guys. That means everything to me. That's the fuel for me to be like, I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. And that's my mental health sanity, is when I get those things. And some people might say, oh, well, validation from other people isn't necessary. For me, it is, right? Like, that's how it is for me, right? Like, yes, I believe in me. I think that I'm going to do and go on to do amazing things. But it really, really helps me when I get that positive reinforcement from others that are out here in these trenches with me, being like, hey, like, I relate, So, yeah.
Yeah, we are, simple creatures, and validation and acceptance is
Yeah.
means a lot. And I recently had like a dark series of events, losing people, and just was struggling with my mental health. And we can be so hard on ourselves
Critical.
and critical, and we can be our own worst enemy. And it's like I'm sitting there in my brain with, like, I guess the devil on my shoulder telling me, like, you don't matter, you're not important. If you know disappeared from Twitter tomorrow, nobody would notice. Like, really, not fun thoughts. And it's very, very lonely when you're doing that. And when somebody reaches out, and then you're only seeing negative stuff on the timeline, or you post something. This is also something I really dislike that I do to myself, and I think a lot of people do this, is posting something, and say you get a ton of lovely comments, or just even hi, hello, whatever. One negative comment, that shit sticks with you.
Yeah.
It does something really awful to your psyche. And it's like, why are you picking that one thing out of all the other things that were said? About one
Yeah.
thing, why is that sticking with you? That's something that I've had to work on. I'm getting better at it, but I've had to really, really work on it. um
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, just my friends put a lovely space together for me, and it was very complimentary, and it was celebrating, and a great achievement that had happened. And I I sobbed through like the entire space, because I was just like, one, feeling guilt, like, wow, why were you like this? Get out of your own head. Why were you like, of course people love you. Like, what were you thinking? But it goes back to like the not asking for help. If I don't put out there, I try to keep a relatively strong face. And the magic persona is all about love and positivity. But behind that, there's a human that doesn't always feel that way.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it just having people reach out and just remind me that I matter is was huge in helping me get out of that.
Yeah.
And I just say, like, there's somebody that you haven't checked in with or haven't heard from in a bit, like, shoot a DM, shoot a text, get the phone, call them, because that person, they may be struggling in silence, and they need to hear it.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that, when we're in a good spot, giving love out where we can to others, is also really important. I need to be better about doing that, because I know what it means to me. So I want to do that more.
Yeah.
So this is also me talking to myself. I want to take my own advice.
Yeah. I'll say this too, right? It's like, I can't build or stress on that enough, right? And this was like, shout out to all the peeps that have checked in on my X Space hiatus over the years, right? Me and OVR used to run spaces, I mean, to the wee hours of the morning, right? Like ENS spaces, like we would ideate about the craziest things that we were going to build and what we were going to do and all this other stuff and where the market was going. And you kind of get wrapped up and you get caught up in that stuff. And then it was like, look, people have IRL shit to deal with, right? Like my man is literally driving a truck all day, every day. And it's just like, that's what he's doing, but he's still kind of tapping in. So when I didn't see him for a minute, I'm like, hey, what's good? What's going on? Like where you at? Everything cool, right? People that you haven't seen, don't discount that, because a lot of times, like, our memories are really short, right? Like if you're not seeing someone that you normally see, whether it's in a space or anything, when I see people in a space, like pop in a space, right, whether it's Millie doing a space, and I see some like old VV heads that we used to run crazy spaces with for so long, I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, what's going, like, I'm immediately writing that. But a lot of times I forget too, where it's just like, but I haven't seen this person, let me check in on this person, right? Let me show my appreciation for this person. Shout out Jay East. And I gotta give O'Milly a shout. I know he might not be here now, but like, I gotta give O'Milly a shout out, because what O'Milly does, or what he's done, and what he continues to do with like the appreciation train, I guess that he calls it, where it's just like I DM and he's like, yo, we're up, like, next person. And I'm like, cool, 5 coffees, done deal. Like 5 coffees for this one, 5 coffees for that one. Like, that's a must for me, right? That is a must. And I love the fact that he's thinking of other people, right? Being like, I don't know what anybody else is going through, but I know what this would mean if it was me. And we see that in other people, right? So we did it for a bunch of folks, right? Like we did it for Clarissa recently. We did it for Jay East, right? Like we did it for a few. And to see their reaction, they're just like, yo, you guys have no, like we did it for Doctor Strange. They're like, you guys have no idea what this actually means, because am I in some crazy position where it's like, oh, like I'm donating thousands? No, $25 at the end of the day. Like I'm buying these dumbass NFTs for hundreds of dollars out here. And it's just like, for what? When I can spend $25 and genuinely make somebody else's day. And now when you amplify that with a whole community that can actually do that and do the same thing, that has such a profound effect, and that creates bonds beyond anything. So yeah. Create to like continue to forge like massive relationships. I'm still planning on going across the pond. I can't wait to go see Jay East and Mainsy and
Are you going to London?
So I'm going to Dubai. So I'm going to Dubai at the end of April for Token 2049. And I think I'm gonna need to make a stop. I might need to make it like a 2-week trip, because I'm either gonna go before or after, but I'm going to Dubai for sure. But I'm right there. So like a 2-3 hour plane ride from Dubai over to, you know, the Netherlands or Amsterdam or wherever, right? Like Rotterdam, I'm going. Like I need to see these people, right? Like I've been talking to them for too long. They're too much a part of my life for me. Like I owe it to me, and I owe it to the relationship in a way, you know? And they're just good fucking people. Like we're gonna have so much fun just like chilling, hanging out, because I've seen other people go and have fun, and I've watched the videos of them going to events and this. And shout out to Becca, like Rose, Mainsy, Jay East, like, you know, I see these guys and girls get together, and I'm just like, I want to be there. Like and if I have the means to be able to do it, you best believe I'm gonna be able to. I'm doing it for sure.
I love that for you. That's exciting.
Yeah.
You'll have a blast, I know.
I can't wait.
Yeah, no, and I feel the same way with everyone's like, how do you keep going to these events? And then when you're at the events, like you don't sleep. Like, how do you do it? And the events are like so good for my mental health and so healing. Like I get to see people I love in person, and like I have friends all over the world. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I would be there. I would travel nonstop if I could, just to like hang out with these people, because it brings me so much joy. I love this.
But I really love a lot of you guys I met over the internet. but like that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna come. When I think about like Vegas, the perfect example, right? Like Biggest Bro to me is like the warmest guy ever, right? Like Biggest Bro is like the best. When we were out in Vegas and we were in the backyard of that bar, right? Like with Kid Arcade and everything that they put together, and like I got to meet D and Hanano, and shout out to D and Hanano, like two of the most genuine human beings like on this planet. I mean, we wouldn't have the crypto magic hour, feel the power. Like we wouldn't have that, right? So when I met Biggest Bro and he was running La Noteria, right? Like, and we were all like,
that was so fun.
It was so much fun, right? Like you could just be in a setting, and it was amazing. Yeah. Yo, shout out Millie. I don't know if you just tuned in, bro, but I just gave you the biggest shout out, man, for the appreciation train and everything you do, Millie. So, and reciprocate, right? And when I say that, I mean like when you see other people doing good shit, the pay it forward mindset is what you need to have. I am constantly looking out for opportunities for every single person that is within my circle, right? I don't care what that is, like whether it's to get them paid, to make an introduction. I don't care. I genuinely don't care, because when you win with other people, what that does is something wild. Remember, Magic, remember when, I mean, the crazy VV pump days, when it was like that January of 2022, it was just, or 2022, where it was like the VV market was going crazy. Anything you bought was like 5xing. People's vault values were going up $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 like on a daily basis.
Those are the days.
We're not gonna go down that route. Shout out Sunny D was good. We're not gonna go down. But my point was, when I would go into a space, it would be 3 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't sleep, and I'd go into a space, and I just remember this one. It was like me, Nikki, and Surfer Dude were just like, oh my God. And it was just laughing and joy. And yeah, people were making money and that was the cause of it. Okay, fine. But if you're not doing, like, imagine doing that by yourself. Like, you look at your vault and it's like, oh my God. The joy that I got was going into the space and being like, guys, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, and they're like, are you selling anything? I'm like, yeah, I'm selling lots of things. Lots of things. But hey, shout out to the I'm still holding gang. Don't worry about it. Your time will come. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. I've never, you and Omi-Wan, I've never hit the sell button, gang. I swear to God. We're gonna need, you know what? Next week is how to sell. That's what the topic next week is gonna be. How
Are
to
you serious?
Yeah. How to sell.
I get so emotionally attached.
No, that's the well, Vivi's a very different thing because of the emotional attachment. We're not gonna go down that rabbit hole, but we're going to teach you fuckers exactly how to hit the sell button so that you can ultimately profit from this stuff. I get the emotional attachment, but sometimes you have to let things go. It's okay.
I don't know. I'm really, really bad about that. Even like with the crypto, I'm really bad about it.
Yeah.
Like, I got to figure out how to not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need that episode too, I think.
Yeah. I think a lot of people need that episode because they're up like 2x, 3x, 4x, and they get caught up in this euphoria where it's just like, oh my God. And then it's like, where do you, they lose touch with reality where it's like, you literally just invested $100. You've turned that $100 into almost $2,000 into 24 hours. Where in the world are you going to get returns like that? And that really fucks with some, because when you miss that, and that there's a term for that, it's called round tripping. A lot of us have round tripped a lot of money, especially in VV. I can definitely, exactly. I love round tripping everything. Apparently, exactly. That's what I mean. Evolved, right? And that can take its toll on your psyche because now you're saying, oh, when things pump a little bit, like I'm gonna sell. You think you are. But if you don't get yourself into the habit and train your brain to be like this, because out here, and we say this all the time, there's so many opportunities. You think like this is going to be the only, I have to hit the home run on this one. This has to be it. No, it doesn't. You can hit singles, you can hit doubles, and if you think about it, the most consistent baseball hitters of all time are the greats. Right? Like when you think about records and hit streaks and the guys that were putting the ball in play I know I'm using a baseball analogy. I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but it just makes sense. Look, the guys that are putting, we know the home run hitters. It's like, oh my God, right? Like, you know the names of Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. You know how rare that is. The Barry Bonds. You know how rare that is. Think about how many people play baseball and it's just like, you don't need to be that person. I'd rather be Joe DiMaggio hitting every single game for 55 games straight. You know what I mean? Like, that's the person that I want to be. And I have no problem taking this in this amount of time, I'm taking money off the table because people need to relay it to real life. We got bills out, right? Like, I got bills, you got bills. I got goals, you got goals. To make $2,000 in a day? I'm sorry. Where? Show me when in your life you've ever been able to do that. Sell it, take the $2,000, put it back in either your bank account or whatever, and then go find the next thing. But people fear the FOMO. It's my second time doing this now, okay? I'm doing it. It makes sense. It's applicable. Leave me alone. The FOMO aspect of, well, what if it does this? If you live in a world of what if.
I do that.
Yeah. You will never live in reality, especially in the crypto sphere or the NFT sphere. Stop living in the world of what if and look at what's right in front of you and take what the market, what life is genuinely giving you, take it and keep moving. That's what you need to be doing.
It's very good advice. One of these days will take it. I don't know when, but one of these days.
feel like a broken record sometimes, though. Like, we talk about this shit
I
all
know.
the time. I know it goes in one ear and out the other, and people are like, oh, the same thing. So I try and say it in a different way, but I don't know how else to say it other than take your fucking profits. God damn.
It's actually really funny that you brought in a sports reference, because as I was getting ready, for whatever reason, like a sports reference came into my head, and I was like, "Oh, Max is going to be like so proud of me," because I was thinking in my head with this stream about professional players and like us being hosting spaces and hosting live streams and just being relatively present in our respective communities.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like good at what we do, but we're not always going to have our best game. And that every athlete has experienced a really, really bad game, and the toll that can take. And you have to learn that that's okay. You're not a robot. You're going to make mistakes, and just keep pushing forward and keep showing up. That's what you got to do, right? Every day you got to show up, because if you don't show up, you're not going to get any better.
Yeah.
But
When people say like showing up is literally like half the battle, right?
yeah,
When you show up, like just show up, and you'll see like what kind of things happen. But also, don't be afraid to ask for help, right? Like, I can't tell you how many times like I message Janie or Landy, and I'm just like, hey, Janie, I need help on the reset tonight. So I didn't get time to prep. It was a little bit of a crazy weekend IRL, so I'm gonna need you to like help really pick up like content wise, and if you can really contribute a little bit more. I'm asking more of you this week. And she's like, no problem. Landy, same thing, like and Cool on ATC, where I'm just like, boys, I had no time to prep. I have no stories. I don't know what's going on. Like, I was away all day. I was with Bubba at the vet. I had real life stuff going on, right? So for me, it's like, guys, I need help. And again, you pick your co-hosts, you pick your like the people that you're messing with, right? That are consistently showing up for you. Those are the ones you can. I know I can lean on Landy because Landy shows up every day. I can lean on Cool because Cool has shown up every single day, right? Like, I can lean on Janie because I've known Janie for 4 years now, and Janie has never ever let me down, right? So for me, it's like, this is what makes sense. And I'm not afraid to go to them and ask, because I know when they come to me and ask, it's not even a question. If I have something that I can provide and help with, it's done. That's it. Yeah.
so I think we should also dive into the trolls. And speaking of, our first troll has entered the chat.
For the record, this is not a garage sale. I don't know, but my nephew says that this is like a really cool brand, my 16-year-old. I don't know what brand it is, but there's a little whale over here for anybody that knows what that is. I don't know. Yeah, but we did. I mean, technically, you're a little darker than I am, but like...
Yeah, you're salmon, I'm persimmon.
I'm sorry, what? Who? Persimmon.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a persimmon is. Is that a fruit?
It is a fruit, yeah.
Oh my God, a persimmon. I gotta look up what a persimmon looks like.
Seriously?
Persimmon. A sweet edible fruit of the tree in the genus Diospyros. It looks like a tomato.
But it's like orange.
Yeah, it is kind of orange. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It
See?
does.
You were trying to catch me on something. I know what I'm talking about.
I was. If Bildo's in the chat, David's Vineyard Vines. Is this? See? Thank you, Janie. I knew I can count on my fashion.
Our fashionista.
Let's go, Janie. Vineyard Vines. 16-year-old nephew never lets me down.
So,
yeah.
No, in all seriousness, it is a. I thought a persimmon was a fish. Oh, Lord.
Shout out emoji. Thought a persimmon was a fish. Yeah.
No, but the X is a relentless place.
Yeah.
And you see some people do some crazy things based off of social media. And it's awful. It's awful. And wasn't it just about 3 weeks ago there was, I don't know who the person is, but a crypto person that like went live and
Yeah. It was a little over a month ago, on the Solana Pump.Fun platform, where you can live stream, right? Where people are just launching meme coins every minute, every second. There's thousands and thousands of meme coins being, tens of thousands every day, and you can live stream. And there was a kid. I mean, it was literally just a casino, right? But a casino with the worst odds possible. This is why, like, I'm very outspoken about Pump.Fun and what it did for these markets. I thought it was absolutely debilitating for crypto, but we're moving past it now. I don't know if people are just broke, but the bottom line is there was a kid that went on the live stream that lost all his money and was like, look, I'm going to play Russian roulette, and literally with a gun, like loaded, like puts it to his head. Okay. Doesn't trigger it once, doesn't trigger it twice, does it 3 times. And ultimately he said, look, if this goes off, then I need you to launch a meme token, like, in my name. And what
oh,
did,
that gave me chills in a bad way.
yeah. And what did people, this is how fucked up a lot of shit is
They
out here.
did it.
Yeah. They launched it. They launched multiple, right? Which is wild that now you're profiting off of this young kid that was broke, that this platform drove to this point, to where he's like he literally killed himself. And you're gonna sit there and say, I'm like, oh, I'm 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 essentially like I'm giving him his wish. In what world does that seem like that's okay? And that's what happened, and that was, to me, the low point. And in a way, like, I'll say this, I think that was a very big turning point, because people eyes really opened up, and they were like they started really reflecting and being like, what am I doing out here? Like, what the fuck am I doing?
I
Right?
didn't know that that's how that story went.
Yeah, it was crazy magic. It was really, really crazy. And look, I know that we're no strangers in the VV fam to obviously some people taking their lives, and we've dealt with a lot of loss. But imagine we didn't have each other to have like the spaces that we had, or to be able to like go on and tell each other how we feel, or remember the good times that we had with a lot of these people that we spent a lot of time with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if your IRL family or friends don't genuinely understand what it is that you do, you tend to gravitate towards your magic internet friends, right? That do. And that's why forging these in-person relationships is so crucial, because I don't think I'd be as open as I am if I didn't meet 90% of you, right? Like, in person. Like, I'm like, I don't know who these fucking people are. Like, who am I? I don't even know who I'm talking to. But when you start forging those real relationships, I think that's what's really important. Yeah, it was really, man, it was really dark.
And I also brought up Haley Welch, right? Is her name?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was really interesting. And I mean, first of all, I never understood human psyche and how the world made her famous. Like, just a bunch of degenerates. It's crazy.
You gotta spit on that thing. Hop to like, that was her claim to fame. A 10-second clip outside of a nightclub with that one saying, like, literally propelled this girl to like super, like, meme coin superstardom.
But what's interesting is then she basically popped smoke and rugged and everything, and you just see the timeline, and people are like just saying like the most horrific things about this person. And like, if she did do something bad, like, yeah, there should be some accountability and responsibility there. But in my mind, I'm thinking, if this poor girl goes on the internet and reads some of these things, or she left because of these things, like, is she okay? Like, as a human, like, I don't care for what she's famous for and all that kind of stuff, but like, she's still a human being. And like, I would never want somebody to feel like they had to run away, and that they don't I was like, do we know she's alive? Like, I asked you that seriously, like, do we know she's okay? But people are just so quick to attack and judge, and the internet is just a wild place. I'm like, very fearful, and I'm trying to wait as long as I can to allow my children to have any sort of social media presence.
Yeah.
And I might try and state that, like, I will shut down. I mean, this is different, but like, I will shut down my personal social media. So it's like, well, mom, you have one. Well, now I don't, because this is how important this is to me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I can't imagine being a teenager with all the stuff that we have now. I mean, as an adult, it's not, it's difficult. It's really difficult sometimes. And you know, I had one instance of one of the lowest, darkest points in my life, losing a family member, and somebody made a comment on that post when I was sharing with, which is what would want. He was wanting me to share what was going on with his health and everything.
Yeah.
And for somebody made this just atrocious comment, and that has always like stuck with me. I will never forget that. Just like, you realize that I am a human being, right? And that I lost somebody I love very, very, very much. Why would you think that that's in any way helpful?
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to hurt me more? And I don't even know you. Why do you want to hurt me? That's so. There's also the flip side of the coin too. And I've gotten better at seeing comments, and I actually feel bad for the other person.
Yeah.
That, like, where is your mental state right now? That this is what you need to do to
Right.
feel better about yourself, or make me feel bad because that makes you feel good. And so we have to really do a good job of protecting ourselves when we, you know, read negative comments or, you know, get attacked. Like, also recognize that there is a human being on the other side,
Yeah.
that could be coming from their own issues in their own dark place, and don't let them bring that on you. Like, don't take in that energy.
That's projection, right? A lot of times.
Yeah.
And it takes a bigger human being, right? Like you just said, it takes a
Mhm.
very like big human being to genuinely understand, or to ask themselves, or to not take that personally and just be like, I'm gonna go back and clap back at this person, but to just say, hey, and I've done this a lot, and it took me a while to get to this point. But when that happens to me, I'm in the DMs to that person being like, hey, are you okay? Like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, are you good? Like, do you want to chat? Do you want to talk? And a lot of people, like, they'll die with this, like, I'm fine. Like, I'm okay. Right. Like, they'll put that facade up and just be like, I'm good. I don't need your help. Like, why are you even reaching out to me? Right. And it's just like,
Yep.
for you to write something so hurtful, that means that you resonate with that, and that something happened to you. Right.
Mhm.
Here's what I say all the time. Communication is everything. It's what you say. It's not just what you say. It's how you say it, right? Because we've heard this a lot of times. Message delivered in these kinds of instances is very, very rarely message received. Shout out, Doc.
Mm.
Is very, very, very different than message received. Magic, what were we talking about on text message before we got on this stream? It's like I literally wrote you. I'm like, we literally are the worst texters literally on the planet. Like, I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what the joke. I don't know if it's I got a lot going on, but I'm like, we are the two most misunderstood texters like in existence. I'm like, can we just send me? And then you were like, I'm just gonna send him a voice note. And I'm just like, oh, this is so much better. Like, I totally get it now. I hear the intonation in her voice. I hear that she's laughing. I hear that she's this. And it's just like, when you read something, and I say this all the time, our brains are wired for story, right? Our brains are literally wired for whatever story we've concocted in our brain of how we're feeling that day or whatever. So you can read something. This was a whole Key and Peele episode. I don't know if you ever saw it, but it was I got to find it. It was so funny, where he was like, hey man, like, you want to do this? You want to do that? And it's just like, oh, you want to go? You want to go right now? I can't believe he's doing this. And the guy's thinking like, oh yeah, like, we can go to this place. Like, this is cool. And he's like, I can't believe this motherfucker. And it's just like, message delivered, not message received, right? So the trolls are always going to be there. Like we said, that means you're doing something. The haters are a sign of you doing something right. But that also doesn't mean that, like, you get to, like, you shouldn't discount it. For me, look, that doesn't mean you got to make their problem your problem. It's either, you know, a lot of times you ignore it, or it's like, let me just keep it moving at the end of the day, because, like, I can't. You also have to think about your mental sanity. If you are not in a place to take that on, then like, keep going. Like, ignore it, keep going. And it's really hard to do those things. I can tell you for sure, when you're raised where I was in Brooklyn, I am not raised to keep my mouth shut. It does not happen. That's it. That is just, it's not who I am, right? It takes a lot of work and you just be like, I'm gonna keep going. I can't do this. I'm just gonna keep moving. And people see that as weakness a lot of time. I don't care anymore because I don't care to be judged. I don't care what other people think. The people that matter. People could think whatever oh, you walked away and it was, I don't give a fuck. I genuinely don't care. If that's your opinion, okay, great. I'm going to go about my day and keep moving because that is debilitating. It's like literally tying 2 weights around my ankle and throwing me into the ocean and just dragging me down to the bottom. I can't give it any mind.
And that's also when I lean on friends too. If there's something that is like actually very hurt, most of the stuff at this point, I'm like, get new material, guys. I've seen this all before. Like,
yeah,
come up with something new. Get a little bit more clever here. So I mean, like 99% of it, I'm just like, oh, these guys, these fools. But when something has been said that is like genuinely hurtful to me, that's when I, call up like Max or Janie, or I vent to you, or whoever it is that I need to lean on, whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
And Max and Janie are like, "F them, Magic." I'm like, "You're right. That's what I needed to hear."
It's true. It's really true. It's just like, who said that? Why are you paying that? Like, yeah,
exactly. That's exactly what they say.
In what world would I pay that person any mind, right? Like, if you pay it mind, that means that you care. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people, I could think of a few off the bat, right? That like, I want to murder on a daily basis. But I want to murder them because they're crazy. They're stupid sometimes, but I have massive love for them. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely care about them. And it drives me nuts that they're a certain way or whatever. But look, I know I'm not the easiest to get along with. Are you kidding me? Like, what? If you could deal with me, then shit, I sure as hell can probably have the patience to deal with a lot more. You know what I mean? So, wild.
Yes, and I agree. I hate texting with you. It is the worst. Absolute worst.
Guys, I'm going to read you just what I said. I can't remember the exact words, but it was so good. I was just like, she goes, "I hate texting you." I go, "You people have never understood each other less."
And I think I put 100 or something. Or
yeah, and I'm just like, there were no truer words spoken because I'm like, what are you talking about? Because sometimes I'll respond 4 hours later. Oh, and I do owe a million apology because I do this a lot of times. I'll say something and people will be like, uh-huh. And then I'll just like, you know how you said like goes for magic.
Yes, you do that.
I said to Millie yesterday, I was like, "Yo, Millie, quick update on this." And he was just like, uh-huh. Disappeared for 4 hours, probably fell asleep, took a nap, I don't know what. And then I'm like, "Oh, sorry, here's the update." And I did it again for like 45 minutes. He's like, "Bro, the fuck? Like, tell me what you want to tell me." And it's just like, oh,
squirrel.
man.
This is you being a squirrel.
Yeah. Ooh, piece of candy. So yeah, see, cash flow gets it. Yeah. So Millie, my bad. And to everyone else, I've done that too. Magic, my bad. Like, it's not intentional. I promise. I swear.
I've learned. It took me how long? It took me 4 years, but I've learned finally. We used to like get in major fights over this kind of stuff. Like, messaging is no bueno for us. Like,
yeah,
no.
Like, when you're reading words off of a phone, you're just like, huh? Hold on. I have to find this clip because it is one of the funniest like clips ever. What's everybody saying in the chat?
Crypto creates ADD is what Landy said.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, ready? Here it is. I found it.
You can share it? Well,
yeah. Hold on.
We might get flagged for it.
What? Oh, really?
We might get flagged for it. Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
Give it a go.
All right, wait, hold on 1 second. This is an ad.
You're not sharing your screen, you know that,
Wait
right?
a second. Wait, why is it not showing up?
Your volume is super weird right now.
1 second. Why is the option to share not coming up? Like that tab is not coming up. You're like, you're gonna. Oh, there it is. Okay, here.
I hope this is like not funny so that you just get cooked.
Oh, shut up! It's so fun. Okay, watch this, guys.
I've been trying to reach out to you all day. Are we on for tonight? Jeez.
What? You can't catch me. You can't catch me. I'm Lance Moore. Touchdown, bitch. What? Pause. Ah, shoot. Keegan's been texting me. Sorry, dude. Missed your texts. I assumed we'd meet at the bar. Whatever. I don't care.
Sorry, dude, missed your texts. I assumed we'd meet at the bar. Whatever, I don't care. Whatever, I don't care. The fuck is his problem? Do you even want to hang out?
Do you even want to hang out? Oh, that's considerate. Like I said, whatever.
Like I said, whatever? Fuck this guy. Jesus, you
Are fucking priceless. Aww. You're the one.
one who's fucking priceless? This motherfucker right here.
Magic, this is us. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Look at.
You want to go?
Right now? Huh. Guess I could do that. Okay.
Okay, let's go. He said, okay. Okay, let's go. All right, you know what? You know what? You want to really?
Do this now? Keegan, you nut. You're not putting me out.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. Oh, you fucking asshole.
First round's mine.
Oh, no. Oh, no, there ain't gonna be no rounds, asshole. It's gonna be a fucking street fight.
Because tonight we gonna party.
No.
Buddy! Like I said, first round's mine. A beer and a gimlet. For my partner, right? What's that?
I got you a baseball bat with nails in it.
For my post-apocalyptic Jackie Robinson costume. How did you know?
I had to mute. I was dying.
Tell me
That is literally us.
Yo, that's me and a lot of people. Look, Landy's like me and Dave. Like I was literally on Landy. I'm like, yo, Landy, what are you saying in this space? This is crazy talk, bro. Like, what is happening right now? This is a lot of people. Like when you sit there and you read a text message from somebody, you're interpreting it a very specific way.
Yes.
That it's like, that is not the way. And that could, I can almost guarantee you, it's pretty much not the way. It's like, you know, when a chick texts you, like when like your girlfriend or your ex-girlfriend texts you, like, or you text them K. For some reason, ladies don't like.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like K.
Those fighting words.
You have to put in a second K in order for it to be really KK. You know what I mean? If you just write K, no, you're dead. You're a dead man. You're an absolute dead man, right? Like Max,
Go pick
have
out
you
your
ever
tombstone.
written any K? Yeah. Let's just take a poll. Yeah.
He just messaged me the other day and he's like,
Are
Are
we
we
good?
good? And I was like, hello, Mr. Paranoid.
Because you don't know. You genuinely don't know. Oh my God. We stress out. Dumb as shit.
Okay, so we made light of it, but it is this very intention and is a real thing and a serious thing, and people can get really out of whack by what they thought something meant. I mean, I've texted you something before, something very simple, and you're like, Magic, you better act right. Like you're crazy right now for that. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what?
Like, what are you saying? And I'm just like, what the fuck did this mean? Like, what are you saying? And it's just like,
Yeah, and then you come back at me like that. I'm like, oh, now you're gonna get me pissed off. I don't think so.
This is my favorite. Max, love you, Janie. Who loves me? This is what I mean. Like, this is it. There you go.
You gotta get an eye in there. You gotta get an eye in there.
Love you, Max. Love you, Janie. Janie, love you, who? This goes out here. Like, this is how, and especially if you had a bad day, you came home, it's like crypto markets weren't good,
Oh,
your portfolio's down. Oh,
I'm ready for a fight. I'm ready.
let's go. Like, put the gloves on and like we're fighting. Like, we're fighting.
I'm looking for a reason. Just give me one. I beg you, give me a reason.
I'm getting like that feeling in my throat. I'm just like, oh, miss me with all of that. It's like K. You write K. It's like, babe, I'll be here at this time. It's like K. You couldn't put the O in front of the K.
That's just lazy, man.
Yeah.
Like, are you even looking forward to seeing me? You couldn't even bother to put an O. Do you even want to see me?
K or an O before the first K, and it's just like KK. You had to write just that one dismissive K.
It's so dismissive. It's so dismissive. Like, it's like, K, look forward to seeing you. You know, like, put some effort into it, guys. Put some effort into it.
Like, you if you leave out a K, look, now it's an I. The whole alphabet is like up for grabs at this point. Janie needs the I love you instead of love you. You love who? Janie needs the I love you. See, look, we got to use more letters. See what I mean?
Come on.
Ladies, make it easy on us, please. We're simple, dumb Neanderthal creatures. Just let us be simple, dumb Neanderthal creatures. We're not thinking this shit through. Although, maybe sometimes I've deliberately sent a K just to piss somebody off. I'm just saying.
Ooh,
I'm just saying.
that's nasty.
I'm just saying. Whatever. I once called Magic.
Oh, yeah, he did. He said, we were on FaceTime. He says, I love you. And I hung up like as he was saying it. Or I said, okay, bye. And he calls back and he just says this.
You didn't say nothing. Yo, Majin with the best one. I'll fight you above an active volcano over a singular K. Now that is funny shit. Yeah. Yeah. Like, stop. We don't need to read between the lines. It's crazy because I'm like, now we don't need to. I hear myself on ATC say, guys, read between the lines. Like, this is what this guy's saying. And now I'm just like, enough with the read between the lines. Oh my God.
So, but the point of this is that also things can get massively misconstrued with us and the internet and people who comment on something because they might actually have a good intention behind what they're saying, but because the way you're reading it,
yeah,
you totally get messed up in your head, and
Yeah.
it's wild.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like reaching out privately and being like, what did you mean by this, and getting some clarification before you spiral
Yeah.
and get ready to burn the house down is good.
Yeah. Like, you saw Key, he was like, oh. My man showed up to the bar with a spiked bat, and he was like, "Oh, 1 round for
That
my
was
team,
amazing.
blah blah blah." And he was like, yeah, I fucked this one up. I actually did that this weekend. So Al, if you're watching, my bad. That was on me. Sorry. Like, I'm a crazy person. Magic. I'm a crazy person.
I'm aware.
Yeah, you're aware. Yeah.
Oh gosh, the comments have been hysterical.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. God forbid you call your girl by her name and not babe or something. Now she's crying to her friend that you clearly don't love her anymore. If you call, yeah, he's right. He is right. Baby. Or like, listen, Mary. And you're like, fuck is Mary? So when do you call me Mary? And it's just like, huh? That's your name. Since when do you call me Mary? And it's just like, I don't know. Like,
I have this weird thing about using people's names when I'm like, I cringe if I'm like talking to somebody and they keep saying my name like every sentence, like address. I'm like, I know what my name is.
yeah.
And I just when I'm with somebody, I'm talking to you. I don't need to keep saying your name. Like, you get mad at me when I put your name in text.
Yeah. Anybody time somebody does it, it's like I feel like my mom is like yelling at me. And it's like I'm like people are mad at me. And it's just like David. And I'm just like, what? Dave. When somebody calls me David, I'm just like, okay, chill.
I feel like I'm in trouble. If somebody calls me, says if they're talking to me and they say my name, I'm like, what'd I do?
Yeah.
Why are
It's
you
like,
saying my name?
yeah. It's like, what? What the fuck? But yeah, Millie, truer words have never been spoken. Now all of a sudden it's like, you believe what he did? Not only did he send me a singular fucking K, but he called me by my name. And it's just like,
Could you imagine if you put the two together? K Mary.
the double whammy at the end of the day. Oh,
That's a no-show. That is
oh,
a no-show.
oh my goodness. Like I can't, yeah, like you're getting left at the restaurant. Like yeah.
Yeah.
But like you'll fester and I don't know how this turned into. This is mental health, just FYI. You're like this is literally turned, but it's like you don't hold on to things either. Like stop holding on and waiting for the moments. Okay, just if you want to unleash and yell at us or whatever, just tell us. Just unleash it, right? As opposed to just being like, now's not the time. I'm gonna store this one for later. I'm gonna put this in so that the next time you fuck up, I'm gonna be like, oh, you remember when you did that?
I love doing that.
Oh,
I love doing that.
give us a break. Live in the moment. Live in real time. If I screw something up, you're like, hey, by the way, you fucked this up. Okay, cool. Change that and let's move forward. Awesome. Great. A lot of people just can't take criticism. They can't. This is so apparent in Twitter Spaces, by the way. Do you remember how they were in the beginning? Like I would hear people go up and talk like they are the foremost expert in X subject, right? And I'm literally sitting there being like, everybody else is listening to this, and it's like this person is genuinely talking as if like I know my stuff. And it's like I'll go up and be like, so I kind of did this for 12 years, and that's actually not right. And they're like, what? And it's like people don't know how to take criticism. And this is what I mean. I would go up and be like, motherfucker, you're wrong. Like, that's wrong. And I realized that is not the way to approach something like that. It's just like, hey, let me kind of like word salad this so that I can kind of ninja you in a way to be like, well, if you said this and this and this and this, it's like the logic in our minds, at least in a man's mind, makes real sense. But this is where we're very different from. We are logical. Women are very much emotion. You're logical, but the emotion also rises.
Be real careful right now.
I'm going to shut the fuck up now. I'm done. Yeah, this was a great episode. And yeah, like that's it. Like that is 1900. Let's go. Can we get to 2000 in the next 7 minutes? That would be amazing.
Look, Janie's like, wow, you're wild.
Hey, Janie, can we edit that out of like
No.
Ladies, I didn't mean it like, oh, your emotion. I didn't mean it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For us, the logic trumps a lot of times where it's just like, if I feel something, you ever hear the where's the you ever hear the girl math thing that like the sound clip that Millie plays, right? Like
yes,
is
amazing.
Like, just because I blocked you doesn't mean that you're like, and I told you never call me, doesn't mean that I blocked you forever. You're like, you literally said never ever call me again. It's like, you're so stupid. I don't understand. And it's just like, we're just literally following like the instructions to the T. That's it. But y'all are like, read between the lines. See, Landy, we're fucked, bro. Millie, we're screwed. Majin's fighting people on top of an active volcano for singular Ks. I don't know what's going on, man. 90% of the battle. Exactly, Max. Oh,
it's
man.
True, though. It's true. Oh, my gosh. This turned into like comedy hour. I like it.
I'm saying, man, this really turned into comedy hour.
And I found this actually, I found it like, we talked about some very serious stuff, but I actually found it really therapeutic. It feels good to talk about this kind of stuff. It's normal. It's healthy. It's okay. It's okay to not be okay. Yeah. And, I guess my biggest takeaway for anybody that's listening, I hope you would at least enjoyed it or found something that you resonated with. And, I'm not always the best with reaching out, but I am always here for my friends. So anytime, please never be afraid to reach out if you need to talk to somebody, you just need to vent something out in text, whatever the case may be. Don't forget to rely on those you have around you.
Yeah, do that with Magic. Like, don't do that with me. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, people know, like, when we say DMs are open, like, I think everyone can genuinely attest. Like, I will try and respond to everybody and anybody, and if I'm in a position to help, I will help with anything, even if it's just to listen. And there's so many people out here that will do that, right? So if you're one of the 1917 people, we're gonna get to we're not going off the air until we get to 2000. Okay, I'm telling you.
You got a space you gotta run.
I don't give it. That's not in 4 minutes. That's by the way, I cut us early last time. It's at 2:00, so we have 34 minutes.
You're so OCD.
I know we're gonna get, like, guys, like, share, tweet this out, do whatever you got to do. I need to get to 2000. It's a must. It's like closing tabs on my screen. I can't do it. But point being, yeah, there's people that are out there that are listening. I hope if this episode taught anybody anything, it's that, like, yo, you're not alone in the crazy ass thoughts you have. You're not alone in the shitty days that you have. You're not alone in the depressed, stressed, fuck, like, I don't know if I'm gonna have the money to have this or do that or do this. You are not alone and by yourself. There's literally almost 2,000 people in here right now for this very reason, because they assimilate, and they are literally saying to us right now in the chat, going back and forth, saying, this is, I'm there. I'm going through this as well. And if it's not me, somebody I know is actually going through this. So to anybody that's out here, this isn't like you don't need to cry for help or this or that. Shout out, Hanan. I love you, bro. This isn't like, hey, cry for help. Like, you want to talk a simple conversation with somebody, that, like I said earlier, is therapy enough to just get things out. I can't tell you just how much talking about something will make you feel better. It needs to come out of here and like project it into the real world. And that's when real therapy begins. And that's when real healing starts. I'm no expert. Don't trust me on anything, but you guys see, I live a pretty insane life at the end of the day when it comes to the amount of spaces I run, who I deal with, how many things I deal with. I put so much on my plate. And if I wasn't able to just be unapologetically me and be able to talk to my friends like Magic and everybody else that's out here, I don't know where I would be. I genuinely don't know where I'd be. Like, it wouldn't make this. None of this would make sense. And Max, I have no idea what color we're wearing next week. She's wearing persimmon right now. I'm wearing salmon. Boobs called it coral. Actually, I feel like coral's like more like blue. Exactly. Just having an outlet is helpful. Exactly, Landy. As long as it's constructive. Or sometimes people just need to listen. Like, it's okay to just listen. You don't have to give advice every time. A lot of people that I talk to sometimes are just like, yeah, fuck that. And that. It's like, no, maybe sometimes they just want to vent and just like,
I just want you to hear me. I
Yeah.
just want you to hear me. I don't want advice. I don't want to fix it. I don't need the instructions on how to make it go away or get better. I just need to get it out of my brain into words with somebody hearing it.
Yeah.
And I also think it's really important to allow yourself to give yourself what you need when you need it. Something that's really hard for me is figuring out a balance of protecting myself, because I don't like conflict. I don't like when there's issues, but at some point I have to go, okay, I need to allow myself, oh, the cats are coming, to give myself what I need. And sometimes that's distancing myself from a situation or ghosting for a bit and just taking time. And those are, there's a lot of different things that I do for myself to, for my mental health when I'm in a state. And sometimes I lean on people more. Other times I need to not talk to anybody. I need to just be in my own element. Walking. It was funny. Amelia was having a space and something about it, like how anybody can go on a walk with no like music or a space. Like, you have to be an absolute psycho. And I was like, psycho.
Check, please. Yep. Like,
because
present.
sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes I like certain genres of music, depending on like where my mood is. Other times I want silence, like, and I just want to be. And it seems silly, but it actually does a lot for you because you get every day we get caught up in so much noise, internet noise,
Yeah.
noise everywhere around you that you want to just have nothing and
Yeah.
just get more peaceful up here and get all of that out.
Yeah. For me, a lot of times, Magic, it's like during the day when I'm not either running spaces or in spaces, or when it's not like actual, I could be doing work, but for me, it's like music is the outlet for me for everything, right? Like I'll just listen to things, but I will listen to things, right? Because music for me specifically takes me back to certain periods of time, right? Like it takes me, like it gives you certain memories. So I'm putting playlists together that remind me of really good things, right? Like times I had fun or this or that. And I know that it might sound cheesy, but that's the music I want, like that I want in the background. Like when I'm sitting there just typing away on my computer, creating proposals or sending invoices or, doing this, doing that. It's like, that's what I want. I want to be in that frame of mind so that I can be good. What's going on over there? What's happening? Like, it's just
My
like,
cat
oh.
is plotting to take down my setup here, so I'm scared.
Can we take a quick poll, like in the chat? Like, is anybody in the chat, like, are you more dog people or cat people? Because I think cat people are psychos. Obviously, Magic is crazy. And like dog people, yeah, you guys are normal. Can y'all tell me if you're dog or cat people? That's genuinely what I want to know. Who has cats?
Dang, I have 4.
I know that's crazy, cat lady. That is crazy to me.
I love them.
Thank you, Wheels. Cats.
I'll forgive you,
Thank
Max.
you, Max.
But I'm gonna use the meme. Why not both?
No.
I'm both. I have 2 dogs.
Cats all the way. Oh my God, D.
Let's
How are you
go.
friends? Oh my goodness.
Just when you think you know somebody.
I'm allergic to cats. Me too, Landy. Maybe that's what it is. You ever had a cat pee in like one of your bags? Forget about it. Oh,
I'm with Sunny D.
Stop towing the line. Make a choice. Stop this madness. Cats are
You
cute.
can like both. It is okay.
Acro, that doesn't answer the question. Cats are cute. Is there a butt?
Dude, this cat is really just doing the most right now. Go get it.
When I get shown scars from people, like, look what my cat did to me. It's just like, I don't want that. I do not want a scar down my arm as if it looks like I just got freaking reconstructive surgery where it's just like, you're a psycho, Majin. We were going good until just now. All right. I will definitely fight you over a Shark Tank and the volcano. The volcano, no, because the 1K, I get it for sure. I understood. But cats, Majin, no. I'm sorry. Oh, Sunny D. Look what he did. Look at this. You see this? That's what I'm talking about. But that's good. Wired for story. My man reads the room. Sunny D knows what's up. Magic 1973. Come on. We can do this.
You're really gonna make us stay here. Yeah.
Yeah, figure out so we could shoot the shit for
All right.
something. That's 25 more people. Come on, that's nothing. We got
Dance
this
monkey.
guy. I am psycho. Guys, help me get to 2,000. Help us get to 2,000. Protect my mental health. If we don't get to 2,000, this is going to plague me for the rest of the day.
Oh, I wish I could block that number out for you so you wouldn't even see it.
No. Wait. Actually, what's that number combined with? Like, are you?
That's all of them combined. That's all of them combined.
Oh. LinkedIn.
Yeah, so we're.
How many people are on LinkedIn? Can we see? Like
You
7?
have to go to your LinkedIn page.
Just right.
The cat tried to run across the computer, right?
You see? Crazies. 2K for the doggos. That's what I'm saying. 1976. Good year. The year me and Magic were born, but it is.
Get out of here. I mean, you look like it, but
oh shit. Yo, work wife and husband just getting a divorce right now. What's on the agenda for ATC tonight? That's what I'm saying. Sunny D. I do have something special planned though. Shout out to MetaBeast, who last night in the space is creating our first PSA and opening intro for ATC. So it's going to be super interesting. If you guys can, definitely tune in 5:30, obviously to 7. We do it every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then after this, once we hit, oh my God, we're so close, 1981. Once we hit 2000, this stream is going to end and self-destruct. And then me, Landy, Staxy are going to do behind the set. I need to check on Staxy, make sure she's alive. 1984. Yeah, we do behind the stacks. It's our community roundup. You guys saw that we did BTC Fi obviously last week. We're heavy into the stacks ecosystem. So if you're currently holding any stacks or you're holding some Bitcoin and you want to figure out what to do with it, we kind of go around the horn around the community. It's like a community roundup space where we talk about what's going on, what's happening, so on and so forth. So yeah. Streaming on LinkedIn. Yes, we are streaming on LinkedIn, Acro. We are streaming on LinkedIn, this YouTube channel, my X and my LinkedIn, and Magic's X. So 4. Hopefully we can get some more. You know what I mean? Yo, Bubba, you want to come say what's up, and prove this dog point, or are you just gonna sit there lazy and sleeping, bro?
Is he really a dog though?
What do you mean? Is he really a dog? Of course he's a dog. What kind of question is that? He's not a cat. That's crazy.
He kind of acts like a cat, no?
Yeah, I don't know. Acro said, do we have 3 a.m. venting buddies? Yeah.
So
yeah.
after the little shenanigans we got into towards the end of this, night stream is a terrible idea.
Yeah. No,
Terrible.
No night stream. No night stream. Definitely not. No.
we were discussing it before we went live. He's like, "Hey, you think we should do a night stream one of these days?" And I was like,
it sounded like a good idea at the time. It sounded like a good idea at the time. I don't know. Maybe not so much now.
Oh my God, it's cats. Go away.
What do you guys think of the blurry background? Does anybody is it distracting? I kind of want to get everybody's opinion. This is how.
Do not put her in the background. Don't do it.
What? What do you mean?
Don't do it. I know what you're gonna do, and you're gonna try and get a vote.
You're just jealous.
I'm not jealous.
Don't be a hater.
It looks like you modeled her after me.
No, don't. Number one, do not be a hater. That's first and foremost. Okay. So, if you guys like this background of Junie.
Yeah, Landy, you don't want to see this. No,
that is get that off the screen. Get that off the screen. Is your AI a dog or a cat person? We should. You know what? Let's go. This is what we're gonna.
Tell me that is not just absolutely adorable.
1991. Stop it. Stop. That looks like it's gonna rip my face off. Okay, that's what it looks like.
He might.
Okay?
He might.
Hold on. We're gonna ask right now. Ready for this, guys? And this is gonna get us over 2,000. Here we go. Hey, Junie, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm good. So me and Magic are on Crypto Magic Hour right now, and we're almost at 2,000 viewers. And we have one really burning question that I need you to answer. You can't toe the line. You have to choose one or the other. Are you a dog or a cat person, and why?
That's a fun one. I'd say I'm more of a dog person. Dogs are so loyal and full of energy, and I love how they can be such great companions. What about you?
Totally biased.
Well, Junie, to be perfectly honest, I am a dog person, and I was telling Magic that I think every single person who owns a cat is a psycho because cats just don't seem like affectionate animals. So much more loving. Cats literally look
I will fight you on that. That's crazy.
Cats can definitely be a bit more independent and mysterious, that's for sure. But some people really appreciate that about them. It's all about personal preference.
See? But she's a dog.
He's arguing.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Junie.
I agree, Acro. It is rigged. It is rigged.
Anything you want to say to everybody that's listening in on Crypto Magic Hour? This might be our biggest stream yet. We're at 1997. We need 3 more people, Junie, to get to 2,000, and then we can end the stream. Want to say anything crazy or anything nice?
Wow, that's amazing. Thanks to everyone tuning into Crypto Magic Hour. You guys are awesome. Let's get those last few people in here and hit that 2,000 mark. Keep the energy up. And remember, you're part of something special.
Let's go. Junie did not call dogs dumb. Junie does look like she's about to eat my face. It is what it is. Do you guys like this? Wait, Junie. Thank you, Junie. I appreciate you. Guys, shout out to you. 2005 people. We hit, yo, Matt, this is our biggest stream yet, our most like viewed stream yet. So let's fucking go.
I dig it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we're doing this thing out here. Okay, wait, last thing. Wait a second. Would you guys prefer that like I live in like cool crypto's living room? I feel like every time I see
Okay, Sanjay's house.
Sanjay's house, cool crypto's living room. That's what I look at. I think of like cool with like his cool shades on with like his, you know, his jumpsuit, and it's just like, what's up, everybody? And then like he goes through crypto news. Shout out to my guy, Cool. He's just too cool. But when POAP, okay, vegan things. I like where your head's at. Thank you, Acro. Yeah, Landy, you know what I'm talking about, right? This is the background that Cool puts out on his stream. But yeah, Magic, we gotta think about POAPs. Magic, you know what POAPs are?
Yes,
Oh.
I have several.
Oh, you fancy?
You trying to come with the shade? I caught that.
No. I'm just trying. I'm making sure.
Tone. It's in the tone.
Yeah, it's in the tone. You're at like, do you know what a POAP is? And it's just like, yeah, bitch. Of course I know.
I actually have my own POAP. Thank you very much.
What? For real?
Yeah.
We should give one out for like this stream. Maybe we will make a claim available so that everybody can go claim their own like POAP to say that they were a part of the Crypto Magic Hour that got 2,010 people in an hour and 41 minutes.
Pretty good.
Silence is deafening.
You just ended so abruptly. I wasn't ready. I thought you froze too because you're just like.
Yeah, seriously, for real. Okay, Magic, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go hang out on my make-believe couch in the back. I'm gonna go maybe play some piano over there, like the fireplace. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
When in reality, you're gonna go to your tiny window.
I got lunch waiting for me upstairs. There's a paper plate and chips at the top of the steps with some Snapple. That's what I got.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. This is a good space. This is a really, really good stream. I really enjoyed it, and we talked about some hard things, but good to talk about. Don't be scared to talk about it.
Yeah, 100%. This was really dope. Like we say every single time, Magic. Like I feel like we're getting better and better. The vibes are getting better and better every single week with us. Yeah, and next week, I'm telling you right now, bring your asses back here. We are going to teach you how to hit the sell button. Not now. You don't have to sell now, but we're going to give you best practices to teach you how to be like sell profit, and then realize there is a sea of other opportunities. And yes, I talk with my hands. Lots of other opportunities. Let's go.
All
Magic.
right.
I can't wait for the outro. Hanano, I love you for the music. The Crypto Magic Hour. I appreciate all you guys, man. Thank you so much for obviously tuning in.
I gotta go because it's literally falling apart.
Yeah, it's falling. Yeah, we're falling apart here. Come on.
Thank you, everyone. See you next week.
The Crypto Magic Hour. Feel the